Well, it's been several days, and I've been working very diligently on this quilt top. It it really brought some challenges that I didn't expect. Everybody cuts their blocks a little differently. They have a different style and how they think about their quilts and how they're going to put it together. And since I didn't know my aunt's mother, and by the way, I finally remembered her name was Betty. Since I didn't know Betty, I don't know what her style was. Um, I know that she was kind of an ordinary person. That's really all I can say, which is not bad. She just, you know, used what she had, which I can totally respect. And she enjoyed quilting, which I can embrace as well. But I didn't have any concept of the design that she had in mind putting these blocks together, the size she was thinking of, no clue. And there was such a wide variety of fabrics. There was cotton, cotton blends with polyester. There looked like there were some pieces that might have been old sheets. There was flannel, and there was jersey, like t-shirt fabric. Now, those are things I don't normally put into quilts, let alone mix and match them like that. So it brought on some interesting prospects. But as I handled the fabric and I built the blocks, I also started thinking about my own grandmother. And her fabrics didn't match either. Her styles, I mean, she had a variety of things that she wore for different situations. And so I can only assume that Betty was as complex also. And so I started to kind of think about this quilt differently. The colors had a real dickens of a time getting these colors to work together, but I was determined to use what I had of her original blocks. Now, there were some really uneven cuts. I'm going to insert some pictures here on how much variance there was from one block to the next. And then as I sewed them together, how much I had to work with getting a 1/4 inch and how did that fit. It wasn't easy, but that's okay. I feel like I've grown a little bit. I've also appreciated, I think I got to know Betty a little bit. She liked flowers. She liked red. Clearly, she liked red. Um, and did these things come from her clothes? Was she a crafter? Did she do other projects? It'll be interesting to see my aunt respond to this quilt because just as that quilt made from my grandmother's clothes brings back really strong and vivid memories, I don't know what memories that Connie is going to see in this. But even for all of the imperfections of the size and cuts of the block, I worked with it. I made it work. And I added some muslin, which is what I'm putting on now because the fabric is so varied in its texture and its durability, and some of it is frankly probably pretty old. So I had to strengthen it, and I found some muslin in my stash, which I didn't even realize I had muslin in my stash. It's not a go-to for me. So I'm going to put this last border on, and then I'm going to put this quilt up on the wall, and let's see what you think. I think it's really kind of cool. Well, here's Betty's quilt. I really like the way the muslin borders anchors it a little bit. It's also going to give it a lot of stability. It helped to square it up because, well, it wasn't exactly square. The center blocks are finish at 5 inches. The blocks on the outside finish at 4 inches. For those of you who have made lots of quilts, you probably could have done the math better than I and come up with another design, but this is what I got. And it works. I really like it. The blue sheet that you see under it was with all the fabric, so that's going to be the backing. Did I say it measures at 65 inches square? So it's not really a bed-size quilt. It's more of a topper or just a generous lap quilt. When I laid it out, I noticed that we had lots of prints that were similar. And so, like that bandana print that goes through the center, I was able to create that diagonal, which really brought some organization to the quilt. And there were lots of opportunities for that. I accidentally laid it out light to dark, but that's okay too. I think it gives it a lot of interest. She really liked her red. I hope you've enjoyed me discovering Betty's quilt. Thanks for watching.